Top 10 comedy web series available on Netflix. Are you in the mood for some laughter? We've got you covered, and so has Netflix. You'll find a list of shows that might make for fantastic discoveries or even comfortable TV to watch again and again in this video. These shows range from classics to offbeat series like Cobra Kai and The Good Place, as well as great originals from Netflix like Glow. Because our sense of humor is one of the things that sets us apart from other people, it might be challenging to find a reliable comedy event to attend. Do you like sitcoms set in the workplace? Could there be some bizarre musicals? What about a series in the form of a mockumentary or a dramedy that leans more towards the dramatic side of the comedic spectrum? It's true that our sense of humor is subjective, but luckily, Netflix has a ton of hilarious comedies to choose from, so you're likely to add at least one of them to your queue. Here is a list of the top 20 most hilarious shows that are currently available to stream online. 10. Cobra Kai. This series picks up 30 or so years after that infamous karate tournament, with Johnny Lawrence, William Zabka, deciding his path to redemption involves opening up a dojo, reigniting his rivalry with Daniel LaRusso. Even if you didn't see the original films, you will probably still enjoy this series, which picks up with Johnny Lawrence, William Zabka, deciding his path to redemption involves opening up a dojo, Ralph Macchio. It turned out a lot better than anyone could have expected it to. Its IMDb is August 7th, 10. 9. Glow. GLOW is based on the actual Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling television series and was created by executive producers Jenji Cohen and two of her protégées, Liz Flahive and Carly Minch. In the 1980s, a cult movie screenwriter, Mark Maron, and a trust fund kid molded a gang of failed actresses and miscellaneous misfits into a female wrestling league called GLOW, Chris Lowell. GLOW isn't very unique and relies on a number of tired tropes and cliches, but the cast, led by Alison Brie and Betty Gilpin, is so endearing that it's hard not to cheer for the underdogs. The series is as easy to consume as candy due to its quick speed, humor, and extreme sweetness. The third season seemed like it was setting up a satisfying climax to the complex story these women share, whereas the second season shifted the attention to the supporting cast as the women prepared for their television debuts and dealt with sexual harassment and misogyny in the workplace. I'm still holding out hope that the movie will be released after all. Its IMDb is August 10th. 8. M.O. One of the highlights of Hulu's Ramy was stand-up comedian M.O. Amer. Now he gets to tell his own story, or one that is at least based on his own experiences. Mo Najjar, the character he plays, is a Palestinian refugee living in Houston with his family and working to become a naturalized U.S. citizen while also facing the challenges of daily life in the United States. Similarly charming and charismatic, the show's main character, Ramy, makes you want to see him succeed and provides an honest, sharply hilarious take on what it means to be the other in America. Its IMDb is July 6th, 10. 7. I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson. Tim Robinson, an alum of Saturday Night Live and Detroiters, created and stars in this 15-minute sketch comedy series that is content to deliver a few irreverent chuckles without the burden of post-comedy criticism that plagues other comedic shows in 2019. It's a hodgepodge of tales that have nothing to do with one another, ranging from child beauty pageants to elderly men on a vendetta to the wonderfully weird ways in which Instagram has altered our social connections. Robinson's unique brand of comedy and his unparalleled ability to make you laugh are what unite all of these sketches. Its IMDb is July 7th, 10. 6. New Girl. Fox's comedy about an eccentric lady who moves in with three male roommates soon became one of the best shows on television after beginning with a fairly simple premise. Jess, played by Zooey Deschanel, is a teacher who, after discovering her boyfriend's infidelity, is compelled to share a room with three men, Nick, Jake Johnson, Schmidt, Max Greenfield, and Winston, Lamorne Morris. In the following 7 seasons, the group becomes even closer through shared experiences such as marriage, parenthood, PMS, and being stranded in Mexico. However, the show's 4 main characters have great chemistry with one another, which is what makes even the most absurd episodes enjoyable to watch. Its IMDb is July 7th, 10. 5. Arrested Development. Arrested Development is a screwball farce disguised as a mockumentary about a chaotic and unlikable affluent family. After patriarch George Shrimper's S for fraud, the oblivious Bluths scrambled to keep their money and their opulent lifestyle, resorting to increasingly absurd measures to maintain the illusion. Tricks are something a whore does for money, and prompting increasingly exasperated commentary from the narrator Ron Howard. But when Michael's breakfast family is full of hop-on, never nudes who blew themselves, and Franklin the puppet, who can blame him for always threatening to ditch his? Luckily, you won't have any doubts about continuing with the Bluths, especially since the first 3 seasons and their nuanced, meticulously constructed humor reward multiple viewings. Its IMDb is August 7th, 10. 4. The Good Place. This comedy about the afterlife stars Kristen Bell as Eleanor Shellstrop, who dies and goes to the good place, a departure from Michael Schur's The Office, Parks and Recreation, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, customary office comedies. Even though she's been told that this is because of the good, selfless life she's led, Eleanor is well aware that she is, in fact, a terrible person who is only in this utopia due to the error of its architect, Ted Danson. Schur is able to take risks and produce a totally absurd program that nonetheless explores moral and philosophical concerns thanks to the boundless nature of the imaginary world he has created. Though the first season is excellent, it is the second season that truly unleashes the show's full potential thanks to a spoiler-filled twist that continues the show's audacious storytelling approach right up until the very end, complete with running Blake Bortles jokes and all-knowing burritos. Its IMDb is 8/10. 3. BoJack Horseman. There's a chance that BoJack Horseman's initial episodes will turn off viewers owing to its ridiculousness. It's a program about a horse guy and his fellow animal people, but it becomes extremely genuine and quite tragic at times, which is a bit much. The comedy, however, serves to offset the heaviness of the story's subject matter. In fact, a recurring character entitled Vincent Adultman is exposed throughout the series to be a stack of young children dressed in trench coats. As I said, that's the sort of show we're talking about. The series has a sad undercurrent despite its witty writing, complex gags, and entertaining situations. BoJack, despite being a horse, is among the most relatable TV characters. Its IMDb is August 7th, 10. 2. Sex Education. Like Nick Kroll's Big Mouth before it, this British teen comedy is dedicated to delving into all the cringeworthy, forbidden themes related to sex. In this show, a mother and son work through difficult conversations. Dr. Jean Milburn, a fantastic Gillian Anderson, is a sex therapist, and her son Otis, Asa Butterfield, is the boy who has to deal with her domineering ways at home while also running an underground sex therapy ring with his pals. Despite the show's fondness for 80s high school stereotypes, the portrayal of these teenagers and their relationships to sex are treated with subtlety and thoughtfulness. Anderson also has amazing comic timing. Its IMDb is August 3rd, 10. 1. Big Mouth. The animated coming-of-age comedy created by Nick Kroll incorporates a number of well-known voices as well as concerns that are much more widespread. Kroll plays the role of a prepubescent version of himself named Andrew, who is going through some difficult changes in his life, such as having erections, having odd wet dreams, and having a tantrum during his bat mitzvah. Maurice, Andrew's own personal hormone monster, also voiced by Kroll, is usually to fault for all of these frightening and humorous happenings, as he takes great joy in torturing the poor boy. Kroll gives Maurice a maniacal laugh when he causes trouble for Andrew. In spite of the show's unwavering commitment to authenticity, people who have successfully navigated their way through the challenging years of adolescence are more likely to enjoy the show's comedic elements. Even if the jokes are still uncomfortable, Maya Rudolph's pronunciation of bubble bath is so hilarious that you can't help but chuckle at it. It has an IMDb rating of 8 out of 10. That's it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons. Meet you in the next video.